was so proudly we hailed, and the twilight had streaming, whose broad stride and bright star through the pale little spot. For the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular above her, singing through the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, sailors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The walkout, the anthem, the pre-match rituals are finished. It's time for the inaugural opener here at North Hagerstown High School for Hub City FC in the UPSL. DMV North hosting Arlington SA in a Week 2 matchup. Really, it's a time for each side to test themselves. Hub City's away match against Dream postponed due to weather. Arlington, a disappointing loss at home to Doratus. 3-2 in the end of it. Noah Walker joined with Nicole here on what is a historic moment in front of the home fans. Nicole, what an atmosphere we have here today on a beautiful home opener.
It's a beautiful day outside today, and the crowd is ready for this game to start. They are ready to see Hub City start this match.
Ready is the understatement. I mean, there are few sides within this conference that have this kind of following, and the venue, the fans, it all comes together. Obviously, the expectation is the performance that has to match, and we're about to find out just how that's going to go down. This is DMV North Conference action, potentially the strongest North Conference that we've ever seen. And in a moment, we'll see kickoff here between two sides that really are hungry to get off on the right foot for their own reasons. Obviously, Hub City, we've seen them before in the NPSL, and they've performed admirably and have really showed themselves. Arlington, they're a mainstay of this conference, have gone on to nationals in the UPSL last season, playoff contenders, but uncharacteristically up against it. Last season, they were unbeaten all season long. They fell eventually in the semifinals. This season, they've lost in week 1. Talk about, from a team perspective, how that can be a detriment, but also how it can be kind of a benefit, taking the pressure off right off of week 1, losing, but then finding a way into the season.
Arlington's going to have an interesting game to play today. They're going to have to overcome that loss that they had last week and really show that they're here to stay and that they were the undefeated champs multiple times and that they are here to go to the playoffs and show what Hub City is trying to do.
And then Hub City, obviously, they have pressure of their own. Here in front of the home fans, that can be a boost, but there's a lot of pressure too. How do the players manage that kind of pressure to perform, when the expectations are so high?
It's all the mental game, right? As much as we want to base it all off our skills, they have to be ready and mentally prepared for this and understand that Arlington is not going to take it easy on them today. They're here to prove a point, and Hub City really has to stick with the mentality that they're here to stay.
Well, from a neutral perspective, a fan perspective, couldn't ask for more. Two of the most talented sides, or at least potentially two of the most talented sides in the conference. We are off. Hub City playing left to right, wearing all white. Arlington right to left, wearing their blue kits, white trim. This one took a final touch off of Hub City, and Arlington to the right kind of start. Welcome to the fans who have joined us in the chat. Lynn Wolf, Berlin. Maxime Davis, congrats on the pro contract. Big hole left from the former goalkeeper of Arlington. Really couldn't say enough about the class of this young man. And Madeline tuned in all the way from South Georgia. Madeline, one of our most loyal fans. Thanks for joining us. And Andrew from Italy. Andrew, thank you for joining. Everybody's here eagerly awaiting the start of the season. Arlington playing back and forth across. This is Manacho with a direct ball in. It's a big looping ball up and over. The flag had gone. Offside was called, but Arlington not holding anything back. That's a pretty direct approach right off the rip. Just a look back on the replay. Looping ball almost up and over of Christian Blazes. Seemed to have it covered all the way, and now Blazes will have the goal kick. This is flicked on, no final recipient. Maddox will send it back for Ogletree. And that's kind of an uncharacteristic turnover in the midfield. James Pele Cisse promises to feature heavily in this. He didn't find the look that he was looking for. Now the counterattack is on into the corner. Just ran out of real estate. Did Angel Chavez. Big story in the offseason. Chavez, longtime starter, longtime performer for Virginia Dream, former NPSL National Golden Boot winner. He has left the Dream. He has come over to Arlington, and now he's going to be a handful for Hub City, who have a set piece just outside the 18. Thoughts on that, Nicole?
Hub City's really going to have to shut this play down, especially if we don't want Arlington scoring here in the first few minutes. They have to be persistent, especially these long balls that they keep trying to shove over the top. They got to shut that down.
Yeah, that's one of those challenges where obviously you want to be physical and you want to, assert yourself around your 18, but it's in that gray area of where the referee can call it. Obviously it was called, and now a really dangerous moment from just outside the 18 with Garby, and it's a left-footed strike just up and over. There's a look back on that replay. I believe this is McMillan, who also is the long throw specialist. That's going to be a player to watch out for on the set pieces. McMillan, here's James Pele Cisse receiving in the midfield. Now Hub City will have their opportunity to show themselves on the ball. I think from just a mentality perspective, you want to get your touches, you want to take your time attacking, get some confidence, get everybody their touches. Hub City have other ideas. They are going to try a vertical attack, and that's Fofana with the save. Good attack, though, from a distant area. How do you balance that, though, from a team perspective, trying to be patient, getting everyone their touches versus seeing an opportunity and just going, as we saw there from Hub City?
It really just depends on what you see out there, right? If you have the gap open and you can play it through those lines that the defense is showing you, then absolutely take it. But the times where you don't see those gaps, you don't see those lines, or nobody's making a run, you got to hold the ball, be patient, and wait for those happy accidents to happen finally.
I love that, happy accidents. And, it's kind of an overused statement, but forcing the game, right? You don't want to force the game. You don't want to try to make things happen, but of course, not at the expense of ignoring the opportunities that are there. I think that was a good example of patience with a vigilant eye. And this time Hub City, they're going to go with the big boot. It's lumped across midfield. Arlington happy recipients of the second ball. Here's Kareem Garby all the way back home to Fafana to restart from their number one. And it was kind of a nervy moment, and in the end it will travel over the touch. Again, ran out of real estate, did Chavez. Hub City right there to take advantage. It's a strong win, as you say. He certainly has earned all of the accolades that we've talked about him from last season to now, and his teammates are there in support. That's a strong challenge from the Englishman, Chris Barnard. What a fast-paced game we've got, really right off of the opening whistle. Both sides understanding that there is no time to waste. If they want to open up space, they got to move the ball quick. I think for better or for worse.
Yeah.
It's been exciting.
They really have to capitalize on any opportunity that they can get here in the box for both teams today.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to come at a premium. It's going to come down to a mistake or a moment of absolute brilliance. You think that just otherwise this is going to be two resolute defenses. It's sent across the 18. This is popped up. And, ooh, it's not read well in the sun. That's a tough moment, though, for a goalkeeper. Blazes, I think, was there, but he clearly couldn't see the ball. There's a second look. It's popped straight up by Lowry. And now it's a set piece for Arlington. Here's Barnard. The in-swinging ball from the near side. Barnard's ball's a good one. Begs for a finish. Somehow has not gone in. Now the finish again, well blocked. Heroic defending, and there's the goal. That is Barahona. No, McGovern. Wearing the captain's armband, I believe. Yeah, McGovern. And he was perched. Doesn't always have to be pretty, right? The first couple efforts bounced out, but on the end, take nothing away from McGovern's strike. He got it cleanly enough, and not a lot that Blazes could do. Now, Hub City, how do you pick yourself up? I mean, obviously they're going to be disappointed, but what is the mentality for these players?
These players really just have to go, okay, look, we had a goal scored on us, and how do we recover from this? Can we continue to keep the same pace that we have this first 10 minutes that we've been playing and capitalize on our moment?
Yeah, I think two things can be true at once, right? Like, all the moments for Hub City that they have played well and played quick enough are the moments that they should continue to build on, but at the same time, this is an Arlington team that you can't give those second chances to. Every single ball you have to contest with equal ferocity, and the anticipation has to be there. This is well won by Anthony Venner. This ball repelled back. He'll have a second bite at the apple. Now all the way back to Blazes. I like this decision, though, for Hub City. Go back in order to get forward. You become predictable if you just keep trying to go forward. Bring Arlington up, because inherently if their pressure is forward, there is going to be space opened up behind. That's good pressure, but Arlington are there, and Fafana smartly will one-touch it right back out to the far touchline. It's a big ball across from McGovern. We're in the armband. Chavez maybe didn't get the look that he would have hoped for, but did enough to keep possession. Now Garby in. It's tipped into Blazes. And the crowd, for the moment, has gone silent. But, I mean, how big of a factor is this home crowd? If Hub City can just get something for them to build on, is that kind of an energy factor that players can hear from down there on the field?
Oh, absolutely. Especially down here in Mike Callis Stadium at North Hagerstown High. I mean, once the crowd gets into the game and anything happens for them, the boys are going to feel it. it's going to be palpable in here.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the fans are here for a reason, right? I mean, they want to be here to get excited, obviously. We'll hold that thought. It's a contentious challenge. Arlington thought foul. Hub City good defending. But to your point, I think right now if Hub City can just find something to build on, even if it doesn't go in the back of the net, something to test Fofana, and this crowd is going to be ready to reciprocate any kind of energy down there.
Absolutely.
It's a windy day here in North Hagerstown. It's a lovely weighted ball in behind from Nacho Chavez. He didn't quite have the space that he was looking for, but has won a consolation prize of a throw. And Nacho will leave. This is the long throw I spoke on before the match. McMillan, this is really one of those game breakers that is almost, if not better than, almost as good as, if not better than, a corner kick. And there it is to the back post, and it's an immediate goal for Peter Maddox. And
For Arlington.
that's a lesson learned the hard way for Hub City. You know, not everyone has a long throw delivery like that, but certainly that is one that it's hard to defend, but it's going to be there all game. You imagine they will face more throws. So, you know, as a team, how do you adapt on the fly? You see the conversation down there on the pitch.
As a team, this is the time to, like they are doing now, get together, talk about the game plan, what's working, what's not working. How do we defend that the next time it comes through, and how are we going to improve from here?
Yeah, in all fairness, I mean, Arlington, this is a side that's played together for years and years, and you know, Hub City, this is not a brand new side. A lot of these players have contested over the NPSL campaign. They've played together over the summer, but it's not exactly the same amount of time. So you're going to have to make some adjustments on the fly that Arlington may have the benefit of already reconciled. There's pressure, and in the end, Arlington able to weather the pressure, but I don't mind this from Hub City, a bit of a gamble. Trying to force a mistake at the back as Nacho sends it to the midfield. G able to win it on the second ball. Now it's Angel Chavez to the races. He's got the speed. Can he get it off his foot?
What a beautiful save by Blazes there. That's what they needed.
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't even realize it was a save. That's a great eye, Nicole. Let's take a second look back at this one for the viewer. Sometimes from a goalkeeper, the save is the moment you get up, you start yelling, you get the energy high, and then as a team, you play for your goalkeeper. You don't want to leave him stranded back there. And such are the moments that turn the tides of games. Corner kick, though, for Arlington to take Hub City to contend with. And here's the delivery near post. That's well dealt with. You can probably hear it. The wind is whipping here at North Hagerstown. It's difficult for us, but it's probably so difficult down there on the pitch for these set pieces for both offensive and defensive sides.
Absolutely. That's something that you can't even handle as well. So adjusting is kind of hard in those situations where, yeah, maybe I do a short throw here, but it might not go short. The wind is blowing out here today.
That's a good point. Here's Ng back. Arlington immediately going short touch to set up something, but it looks like Carlin was in an offside position. To that point, you know, you've played, you coach. Is that the wind or, you know, the weather factor something that you discuss either at the pregame talk or at halftime? How do you account for those factors?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My team and I, we always discuss the weather right before games. You know, honestly, most of the time, they're the ones who point it out and say, hey, the wind is going this way. We need to do this. And, you know, you adjust as much as you can, but sometimes the weather, it has its own mind. You just have to play through it, and if it messes up something, that's okay. How are we going to come back stronger?
So we'll just travel over the far touchline. Arlington, the recipients of a throw. And lot to do for James Pele Cisse. He will put pressure, but in the end, Arlington, they have so many advantages, right? Like, that was exactly what you want from James Pele Cisse, to pressure that ball. Kind of just a hopeful clearance. But for Arlington, they have Chris Barnard up there, who is a real menace, putting pressure on the ball. And all that thought, this is Hub City back on the front foot. This is a game that is changing nature as quickly as we can talk. Pressure and really well dealt with by Chavez, and now Carlin on the far touch. Here come Arlington, and sent across. And I love the positioning there from this Hub City back line.
Arlington is really that counterattack today. It is fast, and Hub City's got to really adapt to that here.
It was Reed who tracked back, and again, it can't be understated. The work rate, that's what allowed Reed to get in the right position to make what ended up looking like a relatively simple clearance. But Arlington, again, we knew they are coming off of a very disappointing loss in week 1. All credit to Doratus, a great side, but this is a team that has conference hopes, so any dropped points going to be listed as a upset, right? Pressure there from Blazes. Carlin went up, but the pressure enough to send this one up and over. So we'll look back at the replay as Hub City will send their players forward. Kind of a difficult bit of wind to play into, but Hub City don't seem to mind. That's a strong goal kick forward. Arlington, the initial recipients. And the pressure is still there. Barnard, we've called his name quite a bit. Just an absolute thorn in the side of this Hub City team. But as difficult as it's been for Hub City today, I think this is a really good test, because all credit to the rest of the league, but Arlington, especially in their current state, perhaps one of the toughest tests with the long throw delivery, with Chris Barnard back in. This is Arlington at their best. So Hub City, lots to learn and adapt to. Oh, Blazes with the save, needs a clearance, and that is marginal.
What amazing awareness by the defense as well, realizing that Blaze did not have that ball in his hand, and way to get it out quickly.
Absolutely, yeah. Blazes, I mean, there was a last-second touch, and I can speak from a goalkeeper's perspective. Sometimes that touch off of the turf can be so difficult to read. Here's a second throw, and it's sent towards goal, not initially cleared. Chavez into the side netting, and kind of a letdown for Arlington. Huge sigh of relief for Hub City. A goal kick to come. Welcome to all those who have joined us here in the live stream. Chris, good to see you. Chris is saying Jordan is QB #1. Yeah, I mean, I'll hold that thought, because right now James Pele Cisse orchestrating something of his own as a quarterback of Hub City. And I'd love to see a response just to take a little bit of pressure off their back line and keep Arlington honest. For now, they'll have to settle with the throw. But yeah, I mean, Arlington on open play, they're great, but sometimes it can feel frustrating when you have to deal with a long throw. I know that there are a lot out there who say this is not part of the beautiful game, and I mean, I'll say goal is a goal is a goal, and I understand that point, but I don't think Arlington are incapable of playing on the ground, nor are Hub City, but if you've got that capability, you're going to take it, and that's a strong chance from Hub City, and there's the crowd. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Hub City now on the front foot. Big save from Fafana, but the storyline is the strike from distance. And it came off the foot of number 11, Aziz Moti. Here's the delivery across. And rinse, repeat second bite at the apple for Hub City. Again, Aziz Moti had the confidence. He struck it up. And can't say enough about the credit to just put one on frame, because so often the adrenaline gets high and we see players sky that into the next zip code. But even if it doesn't go in the back of the net, you need to put it on frame. Now we have 2 corner kicks as a result.
Absolutely. Start pressuring that back line and the goalie.
Did look like there was a partial injury, but Fafana back up. Now the in-swinger is sent into a dangerous area. Arlington have dealt with the initial ball. Moti got a touch. Barnard seems to be the winner of that battle. And he has won a throw for his troubles, much to the chagrin of the sideline, although perhaps that's just direction. It seems like Hub City are more just getting their back line back. I do love this response, though. Often we see teams sink their body language down or start to blame the refs or turn their heads at each other. Haven't seen any of that from Hub City. All I've seen is conversation sideline to field, leaders out there, just redirecting, hey, let's make these adjustments. We saw after the second goal the conversation on the field, and that's how you play the game. Pointing fingers, to my knowledge, hasn't worked in any moment. And I don't
Absolutely
think it would work here.
Absolutely not.
So Hub City, they are off on the right foot. Now, this is going to be a moment to see how they can adjust on the fly. Jordan McMillan with the long throw. There's a partial punch. Blazes helped out by his back line, and there it's up and over. So, it's kept alive.
Wow.
Hold that thought. Chavez is there. Kind of an awkward bounce. Chavez still going. He's going to try to take this up himself. Not a lot of pace. I think it was going wide, but backline wouldn't have known, and it is blocked just wide. I do give kudos to Blazes coming off. He didn't get the most convincing punch. I'm sure he would say the same, but even still, you got to come. You got to start to come to inspire your backline. His backline was there to help him out, too, and said, hey, you come for that. We got your back. Next time, I think we're going to see him claiming the ball, either cleanly or with a strong punch. It's not a bad delivery at all from Barnard, but final recipient couldn't get their head up and over it. About halfway through the first half, Arlington 2 goals to the good.
Man, you can just see that wind whipping. The balls, these long balls that Hub City is putting into the middle of the field, just keep floating backwards towards them.
Yeah, the wind is really a factor. Oh, it's off the bar. That almost came from nothing. I mean, Chavez, he's been looking for that, but I didn't expect him to take the strike, and there's a second look. I'll take it. The ball is in play. Popped up, and now sent out on the far touchline. Super windy day here at North Hagerstown High School. The teams seem to be adapting quite well. And this is 2 perspectives. I mean, Arlington, they seem to have corrected any shortcomings they had last week in their first week. For Hub City, it's tough. Obviously, they would have liked to see any kind of weakened version of Arlington, but I still think it's to their benefit because they are only going to be better for testing themselves. That's a good ball back from Venner. McMillan behind this in the back line. Here's the turn from Garby. And now Kareem Garby will turn into a pocket of space. Kept alive for Chavez. And here's Ng. It's 25 minutes gone. It does feel like much more than that, at least to me. But it's been an action-packed game.
It has. Arlington with a majority of possession so far this first half. it'll be interesting to see what they talk about in the locker rooms here at halftime and how they adjust.
Yeah, I think for Hub City, it is taking pressure off this back line and how, I mean, we talk about possession, right? But it's not just possession, right? There's ways to attain that possession, and that is how you take some pressure off the back line. Here is one of those men that can help with retaining possession. James Bailey-Cisse, his deflected ball ends up staying in Hub City possession. And now Reed over to the far side. Final recipient is Fafana. He's going to take his time on the ball without pressure from any Hub City players. I appreciate all those who have tuned in here on DMV Sports Media. Hold that thought. It's a lovely ball across. Just make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Every like on the video helps boost us in the algorithm and gives these players and teams the exposure they deserve. And if you're a Hub City fan, Arlington fan, or just passing through, hit the subscribe button because we'll have exclusive coverage of Hub City and almost the entire DMV North Conference and much, much more here on DMV Sports Media. It's going to be a throw on that far touchline. Barnard back to Maddox. And all the way back to Blazes. He'll touch it first, and that will pay dividends. And now the counterattack is on. And this is where, for Hub City, need to get on their horse, support a couple players they have forward. James Bailey-Cisse, not a bad option for hold-up play. He has brought in his colleagues to the mix. Nicole, we talked earlier just about retaining possession. Have you seen any specific ways that Hub City can increase their possession and take pressure off this back line?
I think the biggest thing that I've seen today is almost useless long balls into the back line. You know, it's a windy day. Let's keep it on the ground, short passes, and build up through the midfield.
That's a great point. We'll come back to it in a moment. Right now, Arlington carving across. I'll just say, even with connection, good defending on the back, even with a connection up top, sometimes if you find the isolated player without support, that is not going to give you a whole lot. As Arlington win another corner kick. I'm going to totally agree that long ball can look appetizing, but if you got a one guy up there, either it's going to be back into the hands of Arlington or you're going to connect and your one player is going to have a whole lot to do.
Absolutely, just like how we saw in this last play where Hub City had the counter. James was down there all by himself for a little bit. He had about 2 Hub City players in the box. On those counterattacks, you want to see more players than defensive players.
Chris Barnard on the in-swinging corner kick set piece. No rest for Hub City. Back posts, and love the defending. That was James Bailey-Cisse, who has been everywhere. We saw him score the goal of the NPSL in the summer, and obviously was a huge performer in their only co-shared opponent from the NPSL into the UPSL, Virginia Dream. I had the pleasure of seeing and calling that game. Obviously, he's going to have a lot to do today, and he has certainly been up to the task. Here's the big long throw in. Messy clearance, but Hub City won't care how it's cleared. You know, Arlington will take their time going back to go forward. Again, only 30 minutes gone. It feels like so much more. This game has just been action-packed. I think we're finally seeing the pace slow down just a little bit.
One thing Arlington has been doing an amazing job at today is switching the point of attack. They have not kept it on one side for longer than 2 minutes, and you just see them passing back and forth, right to left, moving that defense.
That's a great point. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of how you open up pieces, because inherently as good as you are at shifting, you at some point are going to leave a space open. And I mean, I'm no gamesman, mathematician, but I think that's why teams move it back and forth, just to open up those spaces.
Absolutely.
And here is Ogletree looking for a switch out wide. And it's one thing to make those switches. It's another to make sure you're converting them. And I think Arlington, ooh, that is an uncharacteristic mistake.
Oh, what a ball for Hub City here.
There it is. That's the
There
goal.
it is.
James Pele Cisse, that's what the fans needed. That's what Hub City needed. And no surprise at the goal scorer. Totally against the run of play, but that's what, I hope I'm not being hyperbolic on this, but that's what a hero is. I mean,
Absolutely.
Completely changes the nature of this game. Having the deficit 2-1. Here's a look on the replay. Fafana off his line because he saw what was coming. It was going to be James Pele Cisse 1v1. Right or wrong, that was exactly what Hub City needed. A great ball forward with the trust that the man himself, James Pele Cisse, was going to be there. Now it's 2-1 in the 32nd minute. The fans are here. The fans are back into this game, and the nature of everything has changed.
It'll be interesting to see how Hub City comes back after that goal and try to capitalize here in the last 15 minutes.
Well, I'm excited. I'm sure the fans here in person and on the live stream are excited. Arlington, probably not thrilled, but I'm sure they are as tuned up as you'd expect a competitor to be. Now for Hub City, you got to find a way to make sure you don't concede, right? Right after you found your way back in, you found the momentum, the worst thing possible would be to concede. You don't even need to find the equalizer right now. You just can't concede.
Can't concede, not especially the first 5 minutes after that. You score a goal, you can't concede. Defense has to be very open-eyed today and keep an eye out on these forwards that Arlington is sending up and doing these long balls for.
This is to the corner, and now, not that it was any different before, but I think it's going to be hard to send a ball forward without looking for Cisse because he is just a magician on the ball. But I do think right now the best thing going for Hub City is Moti getting forward and others, because any team can key in on one player, and no matter how good Cisse is, if Arlington have him in their sights and him alone, it's going to be tough for him. But Aziz Moti has been getting forward and opening up that space opposite Cisse. Final ball just a little bit outside the range of a potential final recipient. We are back underway with McMillan playing Manacho. How many people are in attendance is one of the questions in the chat. I'm not I've never won those jelly bean contests. How many fans would you guesstimate, Nicole?
I'd say probably about 150, 200 people out here today.
Easily. There's probably some hiding. It's a bit hot, a bit sunny, so there's at least a couple hiding, but easily within view, over 100. And again, I don't think we've gotten the full extent of this crowd support. Yeah, we definitely saw glimpses of it from that goal to half the deficit, but if we see an equalizer, look out. It's going to be a wild stadium.
It's going to get rowdy for sure.
Here's Kareem Garby. Andrew, just curious about the fan attendance all the way from Italy. We're not quite at the attendance levels that I'm sure you all have down over there in Italy in your community matches, but we're getting this is pretty much as close as we're going to get for a U.S. community-based soccer to a lower league game over in Italy. There's Reed out to the far touch. No connection to be found. about 10 minutes left in the first half. I think it's pretty much the same story. For Hub City, don't want to concede. But let me ask this. Which is more important for Hub City, finding the equalizer or avoiding conceding a third?
Right now, avoiding conceding the third, right? Keep them here in front. You have about 10 minutes left to play.
Oh, it's kept in!
Wow.
I love this response from Blazes. That's a mistake. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's a mistake from the goalkeeper. But how do you respond, right? Do you put your hands on your head? No. Blazes running back. And that, for me, is all the character I need to see. That is amazing goalkeeping from Blazes. And as we just said, avoiding that third conceded, it couldn't be understated. That's a massive stave. And we may come back and look at that later in the game. Well, I'll try to come back and show you the replay, but for right now, it's Arlington on the ball, Garby across.
Arlington's ready to put that pressure back onto Hub City.
It's Chavez slipping, and in the end, that was all that was needed from this back line to send it away. This is sent across. And it looks like Barnard will claim. There's the square ball. Carlin into the back of the net. And that is exactly the momentum that Arlington were looking to recapture. Kick in the pants as far as Hub City are concerned. But this game, not over. Obviously, seeing that first goal for Hub City shows that they have plenty of fight, but as you said a moment ago, that's not the goal that Hub City were looking to concede.
No.
3-1 is your score in the 38th minute. I guess the only positive that you can find from it, there's still a lot of time in this first half. Now, and I think you were dead on that you want to avoid conceding more than you need to score. Now I think that equation starts to shift a little bit in the favor of a goal now would certainly be a little bit more important. Fofana,
wow.
A little late off his line. He makes the save, but in that back line, that is a bit of cohesion that you want to continue to test.
Absolutely. That was an aggressive start there by Hub City, and it's working out in their favor.
Now an in-swinging corner kick to come. There's a look back on the save.
Shields with the service here.
Shields, his in-swinger goes low. It is well picked up by Carlin and out. G looking for the second runner, and what a tackle. That's Wenner covering the distance.
Great job by Renner slowing that attack down.
Yeah, I mean, that's goal saving. If he doesn't get that tackle right, we're either talking about a red card or we're talking about a goal, because there was no one else in behind. Here is Chavez, his shot blocked. And out over the far touchline, throw for Arlington. Despite the scoreline, I do think there are, cracks, there's weaknesses to potentially try to exploit for Hub City, and despite of the lack of possession, right, if we're being honest, Hub City have been so excellent when they have found counterattacking threats.
Absolutely. And their defense is doing a phenomenal job tonight. Although they've had goals scored on them, that's okay. They're still doing their job. They've been coming back for the keeper and helping him out in those tough situations. And you could see earlier Chavez was getting real upset because his blocks just keep getting shot by the defensive line of Hub City.
Final 5 minutes. And to some extent, these pressure moments, the throws, the corner kicks, they can be a positive for Hub City if they can sprint out in a counterattack. Here's the delivery. Blazes, yeah, great save, great touch from Blazes. Second look sent away by, I believe, Reed. Couldn't quite get a good look.
Here comes that long throw again from Arlington.
So difficult. But, I mean, maybe I'm thinking a little too aggressively, but at this moment, I might like to see one player out of the mix to open up a counterattacking threat. Hold that thought. It's sent away, turn what is just an uncomfortable moment in the back into something where you can exploit Arlington's aggressive nature, committing bodies forward. Obviously, no one's accused me of being a coach, and there is a reason why Hub City feel the need to pull everyone back in, but
it would be nice to see somebody up there ready for the counter.
Well, we're still early, so I'm sure as the game stretches on into the second half, I think that may be something to consider for the coaching staff, just to keep Arlington honest and try to make something positive from the negative. It's a well whipped in, left-footed in-swinger. And in the mix, it's going to be a foul against Arlington. Didn't see that in real time. Here's a look back on the replay. Hot conditions. I mean, it's a little hot for us up here, but can't imagine just how hot it is on the turf here in mid-late August. And you see it from the players, the body language on both sides, that this is where fitness, hydration, and what you ate the last couple days really does come into a factor. Well, OT, a class little ball back.
Wow, what a tackle there by Arlington.
Yeah, Barnard claiming his own dividends. I mean, this is a player who, wherever he goes, is one of the players of the conference. It's just, I can't describe him in any other way other than a menace to backlines. His pressure, obviously he's got skill. When he's on the offensive side, he's great, but it's the work rate that just, you can never just have a nice, simple, easy pass out. He's sitting there, he's waiting, he's running at all of the most uncomfortable times. Here's the ball in. And I've seen it time and again where that pressure is the moment, the catalyst to spark a counterattack. Whether he wins it or the second ball is won by a colleague, there is just no substitute for work rate. No tactics that can make up for it. Ooh, back post just over everyone. Now Hub City will have a quick moment to breathe. Multi Apples, Geo, Jackman, Hasway, Will Sokas, everybody, thank you for joining. I don't think this game is anywhere near done. We've got a 2-goal deficit, but at the same time, we've seen all the right things from Hub City in terms of their counter-attacking ability and their continued work rate.
I think we'll see a different team here from Hub City in the second half.
Yeah, you think personnel?
I don't know personnel, but I'm hoping just game plan in general. How are we going to move around them and get some more goals? Because you can see it in the Hub City players. They want to keep playing. They want to fight. They don't think this game is over. And you can tell by the way Arlington's playing as well with this fast pace. They want to get the ball away from Hub City every chance.
Yeah, this is a team that feels that they cannot afford another loss. That's sent in and well repelled.
Oof.
Moti goes down. He did enough. Now has help. And this is down the line and in the direction of James Pele Cisse. Flag is down. James Pele Cisse surrounded by 3 blue shirts. This is where his skill will come into play. And he just commands so much respect on this back
Gavin
line.
Shields, with the shot.
Love that. Yeah, Shields was there in support, as you said, and in the end forced the final touch from this Arlington back line. And this has been the story all day. In all honesty, Arlington have controlled the duration of play. They've had the better chances, but Hub City, the one area they have shined is the counterattack. I think that is something to build on. Obviously, they're going to want to limit some of the Arlington chances, but don't take nothing away from how they approach the counterattack and use Arlington's ability to get forward against them.
Absolutely. I would love to see just a few more numbers coming up in Hub City's counterattack, but just like you said, they've been doing an amazing job at getting up there, getting some numbers up there, and trying to finish.
Wow, incredible clearance off the line.
That was insane.
I'd love to know, was that first ball completely intentional? It doesn't matter in the end. The second one was clearly intentional from Pele Cisse. It was just a really tricky ball in and cleared off the line. I'm going to have to come back to that replay because it happened so fast. I didn't actually see who made the clearance for Arlington, but we are into stoppage time.
What a touch by Shields there.
We talked about Shields before the game. Coach totally believes he's a player who needs to get into the game for our Hub City to be a team performing at their best. I think he's played well, but I think in a game like today, you need to kind of come above yourself, and I think there's more that Shields can bring to this game. We'll see more of him in the second half. Down the line, and it's well won by Captain McGovern. Chavez goes down. It looks like the guilty party is number 16. That is Bowman.
Hub City really wants to stop this service here. Cannot concede another goal here in stoppage time.
Interesting. Arlington, they're keen on going short, and that is exactly what they were looking for. Ooh, not what the doctor ordered for Arlington. Hub City happy to take it. 3-1 your score at the half. Let's come back and look at the moment just a moment ago where one of Hub City's better chances. This ain't it.
Our corporate sponsors, the businesses that have stepped up to bring you semi-pro soccer right here in Hagerstown.
Here we go.
Warehouse Cinemas, Middletown Valley Bank.
Yeah, this one kind of flipped.
The Malott Company.
Maybe intentionally, maybe not. Doesn't matter. The second ball really well off the line.
Paulo Bikino, the Bowman Group.
I gotta see who cleared this off the line.
Red Baron Flooring and Cafe Italia.
Well, he does it all. Jordan McMillan, the long throw delivery specialist, is the one also sending it off the line. Thank you for joining us here on DMV Sports Media. On behalf of DMV Sports Media, we want to thank Hub City and all their sponsors, Red Baron Flooring, Mellett, Middletown Valley Bank, Capelli Sport, Meridius Robinson Orthopedics, Beachley, Bowman Group, Stoltz, and of course Warehouse Cinema, and making this broadcast and Hub City's UPSL season possible. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take our union-mandated halftime break. We will be back for the second half. Don't go anywhere. Lots to look forward to here in Arlington, Hub City. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the chat in just a moment. bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support. Our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda.
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform Oh, there's the effort! Golazo! There it is! For exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
So what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support. Our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda.
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform
Oh, there's the effort. Golazo! There it is.
for exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
So what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support. Our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda.
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform
Oh, there's the effort. Golazo! There it is.
for exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
So what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support. Our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda!
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform. Oh, there's the effort! Golazo! There it is! For exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
So what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support. Our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda!
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform. Oh, there's the effort! Golazo! There it is! For exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
So what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support. Our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda!
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform. Oh, there's the effort! Golazo! There it is! For exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
So what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support, our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda.
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform
Oh, there's the effort. Golazo! There it is!
for exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
Oh, what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support, our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda.
Lone defender as it stands. Ball played in. What a goal! An overhead kick!
DMV Sports Media was built to give clubs, players, leagues, and communities the professional coverage they deserve.
And we are with you live here on DMV Sports Media for all the action.
What started in the DMV has become a platform
Oh, there's the effort. Golazo! There it is!
for exposure, storytelling, sponsorship, and growth.
Oh, what a save from Bill Hamid, making himself huge.
Now, DMV Sports Media is evolving into Southeast Media Inc., bringing the same standard to new clubs, leagues, tournaments, and events across the Southeast.
And have won the title of the UPSL DMV North Conference.
From full match broadcasts and live commentary to sponsor integration, highlights, and professional production support, our goal remains the same: make every match feel bigger. To the clubs, leagues, tournaments, showcases, and event organizers across the Southeast, we're ready to work with you.
Thistle fires! Oh my! What a goal! He's won it here, centered up, and Delgado makes it 2! Dream start for Bethesda.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the abrupt welcome back in, but second half is upon us. This is UPSL DMV North action. Hub City inaugural home match hosting Arlington, one of the perennial powerhouses of the conference. I'm Noah Walker along with Nicole. Nicole, what are your takeaways from the first half, and what could Hub City do to try to get back into this game?
Takeaways from the first half: Arlington has been abusing that pace today against Hub City. They are fast, they're strong, and they are countering very well. They're using those outsides and driving the ball at Hub City's defense. where we've seen Hub City today, their counterattack as well has been amazing to see. We want some more numbers, and they've been some unlucky goals here and there for Hub City, but overall, pretty great match.
This is down the line and sent back. To this point, it has been Arlington on the front foot, Hub City defending, but as we spoke in the first half, Hub City's real bright spot has been the counterattacking. No one can take that away. Their few spells of possession have really given Arlington pressures. We're going to see a throw on the far touchline for Hub City.
Clearance out by Arlington here. Another thing we've seen by Arlington today is them switching the point of attack, right? They're going left, right, exposing those holes here in Hub City's defense.
This is all the way back, Hub City back to Blazes. And the Blazes going to play it safe, early clearance, but in the end, it's well dealt with under pressure. And yeah, as you were saying, I think Hub City have definitely made some improvements in how they have dealt with this pressure down the middle.
Absolutely.
Cicé's ball to
Gavin
the middle.
Shields.
I think this is a game of momentum, and this is out of touch. Harlan disagreeing. It doesn't matter. It's going to be back to Hub City. I think as far as this game is concerned, momentum is so huge. Obviously, Arlington, they have played so well, but there are a couple moments that can happen where a team can lose the feeling of being in control of a game, and you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be 2 goals. Obviously, you'd like one of the 2 moments to be a goal, as this is a good save from the number 1 of Hub City.
Big punt by Shields, or I'm sorry, Blazes there. Shields coming in to get that ball back, and it's Arlington throw.
That was a nervy moment as far as Hub City are concerned, but well dealt with. Was that a goalkeeping switch at the half for Hub City?
I believe so. I believe we have Garrett Carter, number 32, in goal now.
And I don't believe that was a goalkeeping switch from, you know, lack of performance or needing to see a different look. It's just over from Arlington. But I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is probably looking at 2 different goalkeepers and seeing them in game action to see which look is better for different situations.
Absolutely, especially we're at the beginning of the season. It's a great time to try out those goalkeepers and see what they can do in situations like this when you're down 3-1.
Yeah, and I think that has probably been a microcosm of this team. It's a lovely flick on to the man who has been the catalyst of this team. His name's Pele Cisse.
Back to James here.
Doesn't he do that so well? The one-touch passing, he almost ended up as a recipient of his own passage of play. Now Arlington playing their own game. That was a clear offside. And G, I'm not sure if he's frustrated with the call or probably asking his teammate for an earlier ball, but yeah, that's one where he's asking his teammate for an earlier ball. Maddox. Hopefully ball inside. It's a rare mistake from Barnard, who obviously we've seen so much good from, but every player has their moments. I know Hub City happy to take advantage.
It's great to see Hub City keeping possession this second half already.
Absolutely. It's touched on the ground, and that not the delivery in behind that Hub City wanted. Barnard receiving from very deep, and he'll play McGovern into Kareem Garby. Back into play, and now it is going to be that much feared long throw. Jordan McMillan, we've already seen it converted to a goal. Far touchline into the 18. It's flicked to goal and pops straight up. Who is the goalkeeper who has come in for Blazes? I forgot the name.
Garrett Carter.
Garrett Carter. Correct me if, I mean, maybe people in the chat correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I remember Garrett Carter. I think he was an FC Moco standout for years and years, which would make sense. Moco is based not too far down the road, and he's looking familiar. The mustache, the style of goalkeeping. Someone in the chat let me know as we see this in-swinging ball from Barnard. There's going to be a foul going against the boys in blue. Arlington having to retreat. Hub City recipients of this set piece. For those watching, Los Toros Virginia Dream has kicked off. It's the match of the week. Believe me, we do not want you going anywhere else. This is the match to watch. I think there's so much left, but I'll say if there's any stoppages in this one, and once we end play, that is one you'll want to flick right over to. DMV North Conference match of the week with Tyler Lochte of the Big Ten Network on the call. Mr. Barnard, great to see you in the chat. Really appreciate it. I can't wait to finish this comment once I finish this spell of play. Offside decision.
Yeah, he knew he was offside once he received that ball there.
Mr. Barnard, again, this is Chris Barnard, number 10, the English phenom, and take this with no disrespect, the biggest thorn in the side of any team, Mr. Barnard. I mean that with all respect. Chris Barnard, his father saying, good comment on Chris Barnard's work rate. Noah, as a favorite child, his favorite candy was batteries, and that is something that I absolutely believe. I'm sure as a father that probably was a son that probably took a bit of energy to raise, because I can imagine he had all the energy in the world. It's turned into something that we all can enjoy. Maybe not this Hub City backline, but as a fan of the game, Chris Barnard, a fun player to watch. He was the recipient there, but in the end, well gathered by Hub City.
Carter with the service to Hope City's forwards, and just not close enough to them.
Second ball does pan out, bears fruit, and I think I'll hold that thought. Hub City is still looking to find that killer ball in behind. With Venner to Cisse, touch to along the 18.
Wow.
And the offside flag's up. Oh, that is hard to see from a fan perspective. The offside flag nullifying what was beautiful execution of combination play. It's the right call, right?
It
we look
is.
back, but even James Bailey Cisse, there was no argumentation from him. But I think even still, from Hub City's perspective, that's something you build on. I mean, Arlington, they're not feeling super comfortable having to see that string of one-touch passing. Here is Barry down the line. Yusuf Barry into the back of the net. And that second half substitute for Arlington has paid off.
Goal for Arlington.
The former MSI man, he was injured so much of last season. Love to see the emotion going all the way to celebrate with Coach Phil Vonk. And that is, for those who don't know, the celebration of a player who has spent much of the last year in the physicals, in the recovery from injury, and he meant no disrespect for the home fans here. It's just when you go on injury for that long and then you score a goal, you want to thank all those who have given you faith, and he is a class player, Yusuf Barry. It's not going to lessen the blow for Hub City, but really good to see Yusuf Barry back on the score sheet after his injury. Excuse me, 4-1 the score. This is where it starts to get interesting because, I mean, for Hub City, do you lessen the blow or do you need to start going forward? I mean, common sense would say you need to start taking chances getting forward. Obviously, goal differential is still a factor that could come in if Hub City are in the playoff race at the end of the season. But I think from a personal perspective, from a human perspective, in front of the home fans, you just need to start to gamble. And if it doesn't go your way, it's not any worse than if you just did nothing the rest of the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think this is where taking chances is just fine. If it doesn't work out goal differential-wise, then it is what it is. But you need to find something just to respect the fans, you know, as
Absolutely.
they come out.
What a great tackle there by Renner.
Oh, what a ball.
Oh, wow.
I believe that was number 22 who was the intended recipient. There's Barnard turning in the midfield. Who was that intended recipient on the end for Hub City?
I believe possibly. I'm not quite sure. I couldn't really see his number there.
Yeah, we're going to have to look back, but I loved his positioning, his willingness to get into the moment. Let's see if we can find.
It was Wilbur Ricketts.
Yeah, and I think Ricketts is one of those second half substitutes to shake things up for Hub City, and maybe a player to watch out for. There is a switch for Arlington. That's Nick Barahona. He is usually the captain, probably one of their most influential players. Not in a small way surprised to not see him starting. Obviously Arlington have their reasons, perhaps injury, I'm sure. What a ball through. Barnard, bull in a china shop. And that, I guess the man who eats batteries for breakfast, that's a good challenge. Barahona will send this all the way back to Fafana. And this game is kind of stretched out here in the midfield. I think that's not an unwise decision from Hub City to go back home and reset the formation. at this little spell of possession as Venner will switch it over to the near side.
Sevilla there out on the outside.
Throw to come. Back to Wenner.
Wenner's been doing an amazing job just holding it down here in the midfield for Hub City. He's been everywhere and everywhere, or anywhere, all at once.
Absolutely. From a holding midfielder's perspective, oh, it's kept alive on the line.
What a touch by Shields there.
And it'll allow who else but James Pele Cisse to go to work. He can't do it all himself. He has to rely on just the moments from teammates like that. Oh, it's given as a foul. Arlington may disagree, but they'll have to get back quickly to defend a really dangerous set piece. As well set up. Good set piece, won by, who was that?
That was Matthew Manick.
It's the delivery to the backside, no recipients to be found. Venner had one idea, teammates had another. And from a Hub City perspective, I know it sounds critical, but you got to do better. I mean,
you do.
Absolutely. You hear it all the time that set pieces are the great equalizer, and they had a really good chance. I'm not putting the blame on the teammates. I'm not putting the blame on Wenner, but somehow you got to find a way to get on the same page and at least test your opponent.
Absolutely. I would have loved to see maybe even just a shorter set piece there.
Yeah, or keep it simple. Go on goal. You know, I mean, just put a shot on. In the end, that's
what
a big challenge.
What a tackle there.
To cross up and over. But a moment ago, who had that challenge? Number 2. Well, we're working with the roster. It might have been cut off from our original roster we got, but shout out to the challenge. Because in the end, it could have been so much more for Hub City. Now Arlington will play out. Oh, that's not the pass that Fafana wanted.
What a great win there by Shields. And a corner for Hub City.
Oh, they've kept it alive. Oh, was it played quickly? Maybe. Sent away initially. There's a couple subs who have come on. For now, it's Yusuf Berry taking on the 1v1. And in the end, Berry will run out of real estate, but
that was a great defensive play by Sevillas there. Keeping him on the outside, pushing him out, not letting him anywhere near that box or his teammates.
Going to be a goal kick to come. Played short by Hub City. Nope, just kidding. Wasn't played in yet. In the other match, it looks like 2 goals for Virginia Dream has left a question as, is this going to be a close match? We've seen comebacks from both sides over the years, but that is not the start that Los Toros wanted at home against their arch rivals in the UPSL. A lot to do there. And now Hub City will play out. Oh, what a piece of skill.
What a ball by Shields there.
We've been calling Cisse's name, but I think you have had the wisdom to make note of Shields time and again. He is a player to watch out for, and it has to be Shields and Cisse. Never have I seen one player do everything in a game. Obviously, Cisse needs Shields. Shields needs Cisse. And They have really helped get their teammates up and into the game. All the way back for Barahona. That was one of the late switches for Arlington. Our touchline, a lot of space to work into in the midfield. And it looks like that space, it was well timed from Hub City. They had a low block, kind of a late challenge, but it did seem that the ball was there to be won. Who else but here's Barnard over the ball. Chavez looking backwards. No recipients to be found. Hub City happy to take over. Giuseppe Melli has come on for Arlington as one of their switches. Another big change was Reda Manafi coming on this right wing role. Now it's a battle in the back line. Cisse and Jordan McMillan. McMillan with help from Manafi. And over the top, no recipients. Hub City will start over. There's Fofana. It's an outlet pass. Arlington have the luxury to go back, forward, sideways, any direction. Right now, Hub City, they can stretch the field, but ultimately they have to go forwards, and such is the nature of this game. When you start to fall behind, it starts to work against you more and more. It's a big ball down the line. Say contesting. And Fofana is there. There's Maddox. Again, back inside for Malcolm McGovern. That's great vision. Kershaw letting it go. Down the line goes Reda Manafi. That was an audacious effort. Scooped up on the end.
Another big ball there by Carter.
And that's a costly turnover. That's tough from the fans, but I also have to say with great love comes a high expectation, and sometimes, I mean, look at any EPL English lower league side, you're going to hear it from the fans when they're not happy, and I think that's something the fans are entitled to. You know, when you come home to expect something from the players, you're allowed to let them know. And for the players, understand that love and disappointment are on the same side of the coin. What a ball from Cisse out wide. Who did have that final touch for Hub City?
That there was Elijah Bullock.
Wow. I mean, nothing wrong with Bullock's finish. He put it on goal, put it with pace. But Arlington dropping a man back to the line, knowing there was an empty goal. And in the end, that was enough to keep Hub City off the score sheet. Arlington have the 4 goals, so a second goal from a mathematical perspective doesn't really change all that much. But from just a momentum and a human perspective, it would have meant so much. And
oh, what a ball to Cisse there. Oh.
Big save from Fofana, but again, Cisse. We can't even get one play out of our mouths before he's involved in another. What a player.
He is.
It's not hyperbolic to say he is kind of a generational player. Here's another look at the replay. Between two players from a ridiculous angle, even forcing this save just speaks volumes about his impact on this team. Corner doesn't quite pan out. Second bite at the apple for Hub City.
It's definitely been a different game this second half from both teams.
Looks like there are the winds of change in the Virginia Dream Los Toros game. Toros having pulled one back to have the deficit. Back to this one, it's still 4-1 for the away side, Arlington. It looks like we will have a water break, which not a surprise. Did we have a water break for the first half?
I don't think we did.
That's maybe a bigger surprise because we're later in the evening now, or if you can call it evening, but yeah.
Mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon, yeah, I think that's the right decision. If I was a player, I'd certainly be eating some water.
Absolutely. It is hot out here. Even with that nice breeze that we've seen, kind of controlling the game a little bit. It is hot, and that's difficult to get through as a player, especially out on the turf field.
Well, if you're a fan out there and you're thinking of coming and supporting Hub City in one of their home matches, just know there is plenty of shade out here. Fans all having found some degree of shade, or some also just braving the elements. Now we've entered the final portion of this match. Nicole, have you seen anything different in the second half that you like, dislike? I mean, how do you approach a 4-1 game from a Hub City perspective?
I have really liked how Hub City has kept possession this second half. They haven't been doing those big long balls into the back line of Arlington. They've kept the passes short, simple, and to the point. And, I mean, what we've seen in the second half is Hub City's been in Arlington's half for a majority of it.
Yeah, I think this has been a much stronger half. There's a second look from Hub City. Arlington have had to be more clinical, and to their credit, they have been. I mean, they've still found a way to be dangerous. Here is a counterattack from Yusuf Berry. There is a man in the back. There is no foul called. Berry is down, and there's the call. Late one, but decision made. We'll come back and we'll show you the replay. That was one that we could feel. It was palpable. It was going to go one way or the other. It was an obvious decision to be made. Don't make it. One side's going to feel very hard done. Make the call. Obviously, Hub City have a different opinion. I'm not a licensed referee, so I'm not going to voice too much of an opinion. There's a second look at this one. I mean, it starts as shoulder to shoulder. And we'll come back and we'll play that one as a replay. It is converted Arlington 5.
Goal for Arlington.
There's a second look. Caught us by surprise, but Yusuf Berry, he was in a rush to keep his momentum going from the drive that he started. 5-1 the score. Yusuf Berry adding a second goal to his tally, 2 for him in the second half after coming on. Not too shabby for a player who's only played now 30 minutes of the game.
Looks like Hub City made a substitution there and added Dylan Zambrana on.
Now, I'm not as familiar with this Hub City side. Do you think that's more tactical switch to go on and try to get the game, or do you think it's more trying to find a player, in the early parts of the season, giving him an opportunity to earn a starting line, or could it be both?
It really could be both. I think this is the first time we've seen number 10 out here on the Hub City field and on the roster, so maybe they're giving him the chance to show what he can do, or he is that technical player that they need to change the game.
Yeah, fair enough. I think at this point, obviously, if it was a known entity, they probably would have had him on to start, so it has to be some degree of checking him out, but it doesn't mean that he's just a player you bring on because you don't think he has any inherent value. Obviously, he probably does bring a value, and they want to see more. At this point for Hub City, it's who is the one who has the ability, who has the vision, and who has the work rate to change a game of this nature, which has been so tough all day long. On the line for Manafi. Here comes the square ball. Queued up.
What a save by Carter there.
It's the drop step and the footwork. I'm biased as a goalkeeper myself, but yeah. You see he drops that step, and then everyone's different. I would have gone crossing steps, but he is fleet of feet and low to the ground enough to go and shuffle across, and he got to the right position. That's what made that save look simple, simpler than it really was. Great save from Carter. There's the service from Anafi. 78th minute upon us. Goal kick to come for Hub City. And that doesn't go as far as Hub would have liked. Barnard tackled. Oh, what a save.
Wow, Carter is just doing a fantastic jog back there this second half.
Yeah, I think he's making a strong case to at least get some starts, if not the starts. I mean, I'm not going to... There was nothing wrong with the first half either, but from Blaze. But yeah, second half, this has been above and beyond from Carter. Big ball across.
Beautiful switch by Shields there. Unlucky that he didn't get there, but it was the right idea.
Yeah, just a little bit outside the range. But those are the plays that start to connect when you have more consistency as a team, right? Those are the things that Zambrano and Shields will work on in training, and over time it becomes second nature, but obviously they're still figuring things out, so didn't quite connect on that specific occasion. Here is Barahona with the win in the back. Down the line to Barry. And we'll give it right back in kind to Barnard. And now Kershaw. Manafi has been a live wire thus far. He is unselfish, and we'll get it right back. Kershaw as well, happy to share the ball. Oh, that's a lovely piece of skill. Must be a square ball. It's defended. I believe it might have been Reed. Now Hub City have to do the hard part, which is finding their way out against this Arlington press.
Beautiful counter here, started by Hub City.
Ooh, it must be a foul, and it is. Don't mind this. I think the cadence we found in our center official, he's given himself time to make the calls, but he is aware that's a quick play. In the end, doesn't pan out, but great wherewithal and vision from Cisse. Still alive. And Aziz Moti in an offside position. Didn't quite get over this one in any case. We got 10 minutes left of play. There's a second look back. And Los Toros have tied it up over in the other match. We beg you to stay tuned on this one, but obviously when this one's done, make sure to go check out Los Toros Virginia Dream Match of the Week. From 2-0 down, Los Toros, the former TV champions, Nationals, UPSL contenders, and the perennial powerhouse of the UPSL Virginia Dream, absolutely locked in a 2-2 affair. This is all the way back. A lot of space. At this point, Hub City, there has to be some exhaustion, and that's where Arlington are finding space. Barry Manafi. Right, Manafi. Oh, it's
Wow.
good.
Good tackle there by Noah Reed.
Yeah, Reed has been a presence all day long, but Hub City, I'll say fortunate for that one. That could have gone either way. I'll look back on the replay. There's Hub City down the line. It is sent across. There is no final recipient. I think potentially Jennings has come on late. Overlapping run, a consideration. Hub City first to it. Now down the line for Hub City. And that's a beautiful ball into the feet of James Pele Cisse. That's a well-timed tackle to match from this Arlington back line. Right up Manafi now into McGovern. And here we go. The return pass from Barnard must be finished. What a save. Another save, spilled in front, finished up, flag stays down. And there's the hat trick. Yusuf Berry, for a player who's come on in the second half after a long injury, that it must feel like a huge moment. A big shout to Berry and his return to the game. Hub City tough to watch, but again, sometimes there are those moments that transcend sport. And while Barry wasn't the one doing all the work on this one, he was well positioned in the right place to finish it up. I think that was 6. Did I? City will go out wide, and immediately they are pulled off the ball. Angels Chavez, he's been relatively quiet the last few minutes, but he's still there, stretching the field. Chavez clutching a thigh. He might be the next switch. There's a flag up. Move this. I'm sorry, just to give it a little. City now moving slowly but surely up. And it's a lovely bit of play, but Kershaw was there and alert. Now it's Barry in a pocket. And I love this patience from Barry. He's had goals written all over him, but this time smart enough to bring it back to Barahona. And now popped up and forward. This must be Barahona. Fofana on the line. Now Fofana the recipient. And that's well done by Fofana over to Jennings. Big ball. Well claimed by Carter. Carter can't say enough about his play in the second half and all facets. I think he's waited his turn to show what he's got, and we'll see more of him throughout the season. Here's Zambrano. Zambrano with a return. Now to the back post. Must be a finish. Oh, a rare miss from the man himself, James Pelesise. Just goes to show everyone's human. No one is without mistake. I think, if anything, that could be a moment to give the teammates a human touch from a man who is otherwise almost too perfect. I think if you think about it in the right way, it's nice to say, hey, you're a human too. You make mistakes. That is certainly a goal that Upsl would have loved to have. At this point, I'm not sure if it's all that consequential in the 6-1 game. Big ball over the top. And the offside flag not given. It's forward, it's through, and it's in. There's shouts for an offside. We'll come back with our replay, but it's not given on the field. That is number 24, Giuseppe Melli with the goal. Arlington with the 7th. Here's the second leg. Well, we won't have it. You can rewind the live stream. We don't have VAR contracted for our services yet, but on the replay, we're not so sure. 7-1 is given as the score. Giuseppe Melli, the goal scorer. Arlington firing on all cylinders. Did look very close to being an offside, if not more. Final minutes here. And now it's who's got the effort. This is character from Hub City. It's an early ball trying to chip Fofana up and over. And it doesn't go, but I love the spirit. I love the effort from distance. I'll try to find something from nothing. I believe that was Badarov. No, excuse me, it's 21. Kind of that. There's an early service across. Over to Giuseppe Melli. Melli looking for another. Instead, it's Barry. He's got his hat trick that time. Not able to claim a fourth. And it is going to be the final whistle. Here's a second look back on the final chance. Final score, Arlington 7, Hub City 1. Back to the drawing board for the home side. But coming away from obviously a very difficult game and difficult second half, Nicole, how do you think Hub City has to approach this in order to grow?
Hub City definitely has to come together this week, put their thinking caps on and say, hey, what went bad here and where are we going to go from now? How are we going to recover? Just like Arlington did this week after their disappointing loss. And it's hard having one of these games and losing 7-1, but at the same time, you can't let it define you in the games.
I'll say this, and this is honest. I get the privilege of covering a lot of these games. This was more a case of Arlington good than Hub City bad, and I do see plenty of blowouts where it's the other way, and I'm not going to be shy about that. I'm not trying to take away from the responsibility of Hub City. They need to improve, to compete in this league. There's plenty that they probably weren't on the level with, and obviously the players and the coaches are aware of this, but I think Arlington, they saw the task at hand after losing. When you see a team that they have title aspirations, nationals aspirations plugged, and they lose, in week 1, you knew that they were going to either make or break their season with week 2.
Absolutely.
It's tough to see that Hub City is the opponent, but for Hub City now, they have the ball in their own court. This is their own first game. Obviously, Virginia Dreams one still to be played, but there is so much left for them to do it this season. They can sink, they can swim, left to be seen.
Absolutely.
But love to see that coming over and still giving the fans all their appreciation that they're due. I have a special opinion of the teams that don't come and thank their fans after they're sad for losing a game. So Hub City, they've showed me all they need to do. Any final thoughts on the game as you've seen it, Nicole?
I really liked what both teams did today. I like how they executed their plans. You could tell they all went in with a game plan. Arlington obviously came on top with their game plan, but I'm excited to see how Hub City is going to turn this around.
Absolutely. Well, we do appreciate your patronage here on DMV Sports Media. This is coming to the end of our weekend, but as we said, right now, Virginia Dream, Los Toros at last check, drawing at 2-2. I cannot state this enough. That is the match of the week. Those are two teams that will be fighting for a title along with Arlington and others. So tune in to that match. Donovan Wallace on the camera. Tyler Lochte of the Big Ten Network on the call. It's live right now on DMV Sports Media at 8 p.m. Doratus FC, the very same Doratus who upset Arlington in week 1, will be hosting FC Moco in the DMV North Conference of UPSL with Donovan Wallace on the camera and Tyler Lochte again on the call. That'll be it for the games of this weekend. Next weekend, we're going to have a 5-game stretch for DMV Sports Media. From UPSL action, we'll probably be adding a Super League match as well. Stay tuned on that. But as of now, the lineup is MSI Pro hosting Rivals Bridge Sports on the 29th at 7:30. Alexandria United down in the DMV South Conference hosting Blue Ridge FC. Hub City again, no rest for the wicked. They will host Doratus 2 p.m. here and live on DMV Sports Media. Arlington SA Los Toros, the same Los Toros playing Virginia Dream right now. That's going to be a huge match as well. And then Virginia Dream Bowleys Athletic. For those who don't know, the founder of Bowleys Athletic was the former goalkeeper of Virginia Dream. So it's going to be a lot of love, but a lot of competition. There are no bad matches to watch. I'm Noah Walker. This is Nicole
Allstott.
Allstott on the call. We do appreciate Nicole going to be a continued voice here for Hub City as all things willing, and we appreciate you tuning in. So make sure to follow us on Instagram, DMV Sports Media, for short form content highlight and live links posted. Extended highlights will come on YouTube, so more reason to subscribe. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the extended highlights of this match and all others. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Make sure to check out Los Toros, Virginia Dream, and Doratus. And